Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most merciful to all, praise is due. The Lord of the world, the most merciful. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, I'm very happy to meet you with your beautiful smiling faces. Makes me smile when I don't smile very often. You know why? I don't see you smiling towards Islam very often. When I see you smiling towards Islam very often, then you'll find me laughing all the time. You know, in the South, once there was a judge, and every time he would be late, he would pay $1 for every minute that he was late. Of course, you know he didn't pay that $1 fast. And so I'm late this evening according to you and your count. But I'm not late. As long as you see my followers here, I'm not late. We have been teaching here with you for the last 6 or 7 or 8 weeks on the subject, the theology of conscience, the secret of conscience. Let us take it like that. You may be seated. Go ahead. No, right. We have a very much work there to do this afternoon, pardon me. And the secretary here, I would like for him to tell us, or rather announce to us, which is the same, who we have here of the people from upstairs. And pardon me, we have little languages around here sometimes that maybe you don't understand. But we're going to make you to understand it. It's very good language for you. Brother Secretary wants to announce to me who is here of the intelligent class of people of this world. And we are the intelligent class of people of the other world to come. First, I want to say I'm thankful to Allah for the presence of my ministers back here. They don't carry guns, visible guns. They have hidden guns in the huts. Once they shoot, they solid all of the little guns So let us therefore our secretary wrestle.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who came to the Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his two servants, the last apostle, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, we are honored to have with us today Muriel S. Landa, an attorney at law from New York City. Would you stand, please? Muriel S. Landa. Brothers and sisters, we have such a long list. What I will do is I will read the names of all of those who are present, and then we would like you to hold your applause until after the names are read. The list has been completed, please. Douglas Moore, radio announcer from WGBR-FM in Detroit, Michigan. John Proctor, president of Racine Electric Company in Chicago, Illinois. Mr. Ernest Bush, president of Bush Construction Company, Chicago, Illinois. Mr. Leroy Gill, president of Impact Plumbing and Heating in Chicago. Thomas Bullock from the Drug Council Project Rehab in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Charles Berkeley of Import from Safari Distribution in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Roselle Newbill Sr., a hair product manufacturer from San Francisco, California. Theodis Watt, an insurance broker from Houston, Texas. Branson Hernstead, funeral director, Morse Funeral Home, Detroit, Michigan. Dr. Charles Williams, his wife, Mrs. Williams, and his mother. Mr. Bradfield, an owner of Bradfield's Fish Markets in Detroit. Mr. James Hillman from Morse Motor City Barbershop. O'Neill D. Swanson, director of Swanson Funeral Homes in Detroit. James Cole, director of James Cole Funeral Homes in Detroit. Mr. Clarence Jackson from CJ Variety Stores in Detroit. Mr. C. May, Linwood Glass Company, Detroit. Eunice Polk, Master Plumber from Polk's Plumbing and Heating in Detroit. Mr. Oliver Swift, clerk for Judge Davenport in Detroit. Mr. Frank Ditto, from Frank Ditto Productions, Channel 7, Black Talk, WXYZ TV in Detroit. Mr. Harry Simpson, a broker from Cross Realty in Detroit. Mr. James Oaten, Linwood Industrial Company, Detroit. C.W. Morris, a funeral director from Detroit. Mr. Eugene Ramsey, from Moore and Ramsey Electric Sewer Cleaning from Detroit. James Harris, a funeral director. Larry Tunstall, a funeral director. Earl Smith, electrical engineer. Richard Burgess, an engine inspector from Pontiac Motors Division in Pontiac. Mrs. Maxine Young, a retired state representative from the 23rd District in Detroit. Mrs. Mattie Barrow, secretary for Joe Lewis. Abdullah Lahab, a research technician from Detroit. Miss Shirley Huff, secretary for Ford Motor Company in Detroit. Mrs. Mattie Arnold, bookkeeper. Mrs. Rosa Titus, owner of American gas stations in Detroit. Naomi Lanier, school teacher from the elementary schools in Detroit. Cynthia Nicholson, a licensed practical nurse. Mrs. Melvina Cochran, a registered nurse. And Linda Morgan Jones, a personnel worker and a public speaker from Detroit. We also have a brother Alfred Jones, a PhD and instructor at Michigan State University in Lansing. Mr. Bill Murray, director of Chicago Missions for the area people of Chicago. Mr. John Crawford, vice president of Gardner's Insurance Agency. Dr. Roger Berkeley, a dentist from Detroit. Mr. John L. Ford, a banker from Detroit. Mr. Harold Charles, an organizer for the Board of Education for Chicago. And Mr. Robert Koenig, a co-producer for WXYZ TV in Detroit, Michigan. Thank you very much.
We want to thank you, whom the secretary have called off for visiting us here this afternoon. We hope that you will enjoy yourself, and that we're going to do all we possibly can to get over to you all that we can, so that when you leave here, you will have some knowledge of us and our presence in the world. In fact about it, this is what we are here for, to get over to you and acquainted with you of that which God has said to you through me. We want to get acquainted so fast until we are nervous. Our acquaintance means much. For a long time, 40 years, I have been among you, sounding this kind of a trumpet. So there was an end to Noah sounding his trumpet in his day and time. There was an end to Abraham and Lot sounding their trumpet. In Sodom and Gomorrah, people at their time, and it also came an end to Moses and Aaron sounding their trumpet to Pharaoh and his people. These kind of trumpets is the mouth of men and the words proceeding from their mouth. These are the first trumpets that sound, called an easy sound, because they're coming from man's mouth. The other trumpet is not heard directly from the mouth. It passes through some mechanical instrument. That's the kind of trumpet I'm warning you to be aware of. They are lifting it up now. Don't forget that you're in the time that has been kept hidden from you by the enemy of the time. Why they keep this time in secret from you? Because they don't want you to know the end of their time. They know that you will be happy to meet your God and serve Him, because they are not the God that loves you and wants to serve you with freedom, justice, and equality. So therefore, they keep it hid. But Allah has raised me up from among you to open my mouth and tell you these things without fear. The Bible, a book of books, and it has the one invented. If understood, you also would know the time. It's going to end the Bible, but the enemy, knowing that it is referring to him in his time, that he may translate in such a way that you would never know. You would be just like the people of Noah and Lot and Pharaoh. That is why that he had to take one of the dead and give him life first, so that he can go to the door of the other sleeping dead and ring on it and tell them to come on. Then just knocking on the door to rouse the mental sleeper that he may wake up, join on to his own kind that is already awake. It is due to the fact that an enemy is shaking them to sleep as fast as the waker. I carouse them. The enemy, the blue-eyed Asian race, have had the right to keep us asleep for 6,000 years. Now he admits to me that he knows that this time is meant for us to rise. But he said to me in Washington, 1942, he said, Elijah, we know this was coming for a long time. But if you had started preaching it 20 years ago, you'd have been shut out right now. Think over there. These little old boys standing before us and getting such acid against you and to clarify the Bible teaching and Holy Quran that they kill all the prophets. A prophet of righteousness, a prophet of justice, has no place among the white race before today. They have tried to kill me, as you know, for many times. Many of you know that. They're still trying to do so. Through you. He's afraid himself, but he thinks you are foolish. And then if he tells you, go down there and feel right, you certainly will make a difference. You just admit it. You never loved yourself, and therefore you could not expect to be loving me to not try and attempt to take my life because the devil told you so. But here is a boy standing on this platform that you, nor he, can put that small time step over. We don't expect you at the door thinking that your gun will go off and kill me. We just want to let you know the signs of the time, that the weapons of the devil will not be used. No more using the devil's weapons to kill the righteousness of God. No. This is your last, brother. Your last. So, stay out of this. I'm not here to show off. I'm here to show you something, not to show off. The secrets of the time been kept from the black man of America so long that he himself don't believe in God. We need the faith to rise from among the sleeping dead. to instruct you, teach you the knowledge of the day and time you're living in. This is your day and my day. The white man don't have nothing in this day but death. We can be proud if we want to, just because we may have a few dollars. That is dying all the way around the curtain. Where you find a curtain, it's all curtain. It's dying. A natural death. The stock market tells you hourly almost what your money's done. It's dying. I begged you last year before last, to loan me your money. Pay you 10 cents on the dollar. But you think your great God, the devil, have plenty of money. And I will give it to him and let him pay me interest on it. Really soon. He won't be getting any himself. Nor you. But there will come a time. I want you to remember I'm not dumb of that. He will come out, making you to believe that he has a great future. God will fool him like that to get you. Like he did all the other great strong people that he destroyed. He gave them a little break before their actual death. Made them to think that they were going to live a long time. But after that little deceiving break of joy, happiness, and their way of life, death came to them right in the midst of it. While they prayed, while they married, while they were hating the messenger that was among them, all of a sudden, the call came. We have it written in the book that as it was in the day of Noah, so shall it be in the day of the Son of Man. Who is the Son of Man, Mr. Muhammad? We're all sons of men, brother. But this Son of Man is different from all of the other sons. The thought that I call your attention to today is a son of a man. You used to hear this from the Christian pulpit, and you had many imaginations about that Son of Man. What that actually means, that God who has the power to bring in the judgment over the made man, he also is a made man, and is a son of the real man. I know not going to get I was in the church, they throw me out. Because they don't understand. The Son of Man, to usher in the judgment is a made man too. The original man went and made him out of the made man and out of the original man. For what? He wanted to get part of each so that he could come and get you and me and the Father from the made man. Put us back where we belong in the original man who actually was not made but self-created. We are not a self-created God, not a made God. I hope you understand. You are a great people. A great people. Just think over, you are not a made person, but a created person. We can take something from us or from that which is created. We can make all we want from it. But now let us create something. You can't do that. This temple here is from the material that was created in the earth when the earth was created. So the material is old and old and old because it's made out of the material that was created. The devil have not created nothing. If there be one of you, before you leave here, can prove to me that the devil has created something, I will give you $10,000 out of my brother's best pocket for lying. The white man has not created nothing. Everything he wants to fill his world with, he found it here that our Father had created. Who is the Father? Mr. Muhammad, that is not the Father of the white man. My Father is not a made Father. My Father is a created Father. After his self-creation, he began creating us. He is able to produce out of nothing something. I want to say to you, theology of time, the time that we are living in, the secret of the time of the time, was made so that you would not be able to know exactly when the time man is gone off. For he will have you so full of folly against him. If you knew, you probably would take him off forever. The time expired. Who would not be angry with a person that was not satisfied in taking away our valuable labor, but took away from us the knowledge of God? That is the worst job that you can do. To go and deprive a man of the knowledge of himself. You can't be robbed any worse. I'm not so powerfully late. We have been teaching on ministry. We have also, and here today, teaching you how to eat and what to eat. How to eat to live. Why? because it takes eating to live. You can't live without eating. But you must know what to eat and when to eat. Oh, Doctor, I'm not after you. I know you still want to make a few more nickels. But let us all move around to a more healthy corner. All of our food been prepared by Satan is for death of us. How to eat to live. Number one, we must learn the right kind of food to eat. Second, we must know what time to partake of that food. And then, after we correct these errors that we have been making in food, we will start living. God cannot prolong our lives unless we obey Him in what to put in our mouth. Because what we put in our mouth keeps us here, and the same takes us away. You say, well, Mr. Muhammad, you get sick. Yes, I get sick. Maybe sick now. But it's not because of Muhammad's ignorance that he's sick. No. He's well aware of his cause. How can I fulfill the Scripture if I don't suffer like you? We today must learn the mistakes that our fathers made for following this devil out of Africa to come to the West. But it was for a good purpose. We learned something for following an enemy to his kingdom. An enemy was made to rule for a limited time. Not forever, but for a limited time. That God wanted us to get a thorough knowledge of the enemy and then make us the most wisest and the best people to use to build the kingdom of heaven, as they call it, on earth. Of the prodigal son. He had went off and went astray in a far country, following the enemies of himself and his people. The poor man, he had no friend among them. And the Bible says that no one gave unto him. But after God went out at the time when he knew that he would be seeking a friend, met him and escorted him back home to his family of Kendi. He knew that this man was without the knowledge of self and the knowledge of the people that he had been serving, and the knowledge of his people back home. He had lost knowledge of all. But God foreknew this. So he came out and met his son. Just the time that his son had decided in his heart that he will go home, he went out and met him. Beautiful parable. At last there arose a famine in that that land to make that prodigal son come to himself, a famine rose there. The famine became so that it taken the prey away from the prodigal son and all the money that he had. He became in want. Yeah, we like to talk on to show you where you are. He became in want. And the want so upon him so hard that he began to think over his own home, looking around himself, seeing how people getting fat off in corn, and he's getting lean off of nothing. He began to think over his problem, wondering could he return to him after being such devil of a boy. He says, in my father's house, think over those words, he has to spare. There's this enemy of mine don't have bread for himself, know what I mean? I will arise. Begin to fix up his story, what he would tell his father. He says, and say unto him, I'm not worthy. He begins to think over the things he went through with. Taking an enemy from our friend. And now he himself have nothing. I don't have no job. I can't get a decent job. He wanted to give me a job feeding hogs. I'm not supposed to be around hogs. And my father, his family's a Muslim. And I feel I got to get around a forbidden animal that I should not catch. But yet, that is all. I got to get out of here. Father, I don't want you to recognize me as a son of yours. You are too great for that. I will insult the whole house, for I have lived among strangers. Where have you been? I've been astray. What did you find them? Family. They don't have nothing to eat, Father. But you have bread to spare. And I'm here as I asked the stranger for a job. I didn't ask to be a guest of his. I just asked him to let me have a job. And he soon had no job for me. Americans soon will not be able to give you a job. You are the non-American. You are not the white man's kin, nor are you his friend. Regardless of how you claim that you are his friend and will do good by him, you can't do it by nature. You both are different people altogether. He can't be your friend, nor can you be his friend. By nature, you are different. As the oldest one says in the British, that you are created by the nature, that nature which called you to righteousness. And the devil is created by nature, which calls him to oppose. And he's doing it. And you want to have your parties, your conferences, to get together to see can we find some kind of way of telling a white man that he's mistreated him. He knows it. He wasn't made to treat you right. And he will tell you that. As he listens to me every minute of the hour. He has his mechanical instrument set upon me all the time. He hears every word I'm saying now. But he cannot condemn the words that I'm saying through this fight, that they are other than the truth. You will never see him out trying to face me to condemn what I say. Never. You can go tell him, come on down here. Elijah's talking about you. He said, I don't want to see Elijah. No, he don't want to come down here to try to tangle with me in the truth. It's just like the Bible teaches. They will shut their mouth at him. This is the hymn the book is talking about. They will hear me raging at them. Sometimes they'll ask some of my boys that stay around near his house. He said, was he mad with us? If I am angry with you, what do you want to do about it? Now remember that I'm the only man in America of your kind can talk like this, and don't you get out there to try to do what I'm doing. You can talk like me if you go strictly according to what I teach you. But don't go out like Peter. Just because he saw Jesus walking on the water, he thought he could do it himself. He had got so powerful, now he can jump out. And from his own self, walk the water. And the foolish man started sinking. Then he got frightened to death, calling on Jesus to help him. The water